harvest some more greens today for the rabbits. And every year I end up saying the same thing. I should have planted more greens. I should have planted more greens, but as much greens as these rabbits go through, I don't know how big I actually have to measure, but it probably had to be pretty daggone big. Alright, so I got some more greens harvested for the rabbits. I was going to show you one thing, and it's like with these stems, go ahead and cut as far down on the stems as you can, because on the plants themselves, they're not going to do any more good anyway. So just cut them down as far as you get them down there on the stems, because number one, they're no good anymore, and number two, the rabbits will eat all of this stem and everything, and it's nutritious for them. So go ahead and cut it as low down as you can, and don't think you just got to cut the leaf itself off and that's all they're going to get nutrition out of, because it's not. There's a lot of nutrition in the stem also. So there's a free bucket of greens for the rabbits. By the way, every year I say the same thing. I should have planted more greens for the rabbits, but truthfully, if I planted enough greens to last them rabbits all the time, there wouldn't be any space left in the garden for other stuff we want. So, and there's still plenty, but we'll see. We'll see how the year plays out. Which, by the way, here with the carrots, let me see, we still got a lot of growing time to go. But even once they get ready to harvest that stuff, the carrots themselves, we'll get the bottoms, and of course we'll keep some on stock for the rabbits, of which they get very little. But all the carrot tops, once we get done with them, all the carrot tops we'll just put in the fridge and fork it out for the rabbits, because they'll eat the living daylights out of the carrot tops. So every bit of this is going to be fun. Crazy thing that I still am kind of pondering over is, man, the peppers are still coming out like the dickens, and it's just crazy. I mean, say even over here, there's more on the back side over there. So, and check this out. See? Even the jalapenos themselves are coming out. I don't know. I don't know why the peppers are still coming out, but they are. Time to get the rabbit cages cleaned out, which kind of coincides again with getting the fertilizer, putting it in the garden. But it coincides with the fact that the colder weather's starting to set in now, and rabbits for the most part are a burrow type of animal. So once I clean this back out, get it in a bucket, I'm going to take thicker hay and put it in their cages so they can move it around and burrow it up in their house or whatever they want to do with it. So we'll get that cleaned out, and they should be good to go. Which also, by the way, the wire that's on the bottoms, because of the fact rabbits don't have pads on the bottom of their feet, they just have fur. I think I read somewhere it was more hobbit-like, but they don't have any way to pad their feet. So the wire that's on just about every rabbit cage there is can't irritate their feet. So in my opinion, once I fill it up with hay and put it on the bottom of the cage, I don't have to worry so much about them getting raw feet and sore and hurting the rabbits. So that's kind of a twofold benefit. So let's get that bucket and we'll get started cleaning these cages out. Scooter. By the way, sticks, very important for rabbits to chew on, so you gotta make sure you keep them sticks in there. Otherwise their teeth grow too long and get them sick. It's the only thing they have, that's the only way they have to keep their teeth trimmed down, because rabbits' teeth continually grow throughout their life and they trim them down by chewing on sticks. So I'll put those back in there. Alright, here's how thick it is now. Got him all cleaned out. He's still trying to figure out how he's going to reset everything up because it's his house. So, anyway, now I just got to get stuff back in there. He's good to go. Alright, out of their cages, ended up with a full bucket fertilizer. So let's go spread it in the garden. Also, I did want to show y'all this, by the way. Keep having them come up. You want to guess what that is? It's another tomato plant. Yep, another tomato plant. They keep popping up. They keep on popping up, and I ain't planted none of them this from the year. So, anyway, so the one thing that I did mention on my blog the other day was that if you got tomato plants, and you're even at the end of the season when the tomatoes are done, when you're pulling those plants up, you need to be kind of careful if you got livestock, kids, well, small kids, whatever around the house. If they get a hold of that tomato, the plant itself, tomato plant's actually part of the nightshade family. It'd be toxic, especially the small animals and the small children. So just be kind of aware when you dispose of those tomato plants. You need to be really careful about where you put it. Make sure your animals can't get to it. Even if you put it in a compost pile, just remember, like chickens especially, chickens will dig that stuff up and eat it, and it can kill them. So anyway, they are neurotoxic, so make sure you're really careful about where you put them. So yeah, still constantly checking my lay boxes. Oh my lord. Yeah, they've been late this afternoon. I knew this was coming. I'll show them to you. Here's what we've already pulled out this morning. So yeah, just need to constantly check them things. Okay, I got the duck coop cleaned out the other day. They've already monkeyed it up. But here's where they ended up putting their eggs at it now. Back over in this corner. Remember I told you? Because they had started laying again over here. And I saw the little thing they had made, and I thought seriously about going ahead and just beefing it up over there. If I would have, I would have wasted my time, because again, now they've moved it over to here. So they're going to put it where they want it. If you think you're going to make them lay where you want them to lay, you are out of your mind. They're going to lay where they want them to lay, and you just got to adapt to it. Lord have mercy on chicken. Or ducks, I'm sorry. Okay, one thing somebody asked about, and I looked back at the video just to make sure that I didn't mention it, and I didn't, was that when I'm making their corn, just make sure when you make it, leave a little bit of that juice from the previous batch in the bucket. Don't cook it, but leave it in the bucket, and then when you cook your new corn, take that corn and put it in that bucket, because that bacteria that's in the ferment that starts into that corn, if you pour it all out, the whole thing's having to start the process all over again. So when you're cooking that corn, or when you're using your corn, make sure you save a little bit in the bottom just to save that bacteria in the bucket, so when you get your new batch done, you can save that and put your new batch into your bucket, and it's in there, so it'll start mixing in that corn, and it just makes the process a whole lot faster. But anyway, that was a tidbit. I should have mentioned that when I was doing that corn, and I did not. But anyway. All right, chickens. Y'all ready? So as far as the corn with the chickens goes, I don't give them corn during the summertime. Once it starts, when the beginning of the season starts, when it starts to cool down, I'll go ahead and start giving them corn. Now, it's generally to kind of put some fat on them for the winter. It's not because I think they'll be freezing cold, blah, 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 anything else. The whole point is I just don't want them chickens stressed, because they lay eggs now great. I have no complaints whatsoever about them laying. They lay like they should. They lay consistently. They lay good quality eggs. But when it comes over the winter time, I just don't want to stress them. If you stress them too much, then come the next egg laying season, you might have a problem. And I don't want to run into that. So, yeah, I start giving them corn now. Not a whole lot, but just enough to start putting some fat on them. And they'll get corn throughout the cold season. And then come springtime next year, I'll cut it off, because they don't need that fat on them anymore. And then that'll do the opposite. So, anyway, that's my issue with my deal with corn. God, Flossie Mae, you got a mouth on you. Forward, girl. So, I really debated whether or not to go ahead and put the hummingbird feeders up for a year. But the birds keep drinking them down, so I'm gonna leave them out here a little while longer and just let them go. And I've got 3 of them. I've got this one right here, this one. I've got this one, and I've got this one, along with their little swing. But I'm gonna leave them out. I may let them go another month or 2. And once I see they stop drinking from them, then I'll go ahead and take them down, clean them, and put them up until spring. But I'm gonna let them have them until they don't want them anymore. All right, I think that'll do it for today. Hope y'all enjoyed today's episode. If you've got any comments, suggestions, anything like that, put it in the comments below. I'd appreciate it. God bless all of you. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you on the next one. See you next time.